bearing with us during these trying times. Let's try to go live one more time in 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the Guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 167 of the Converted Podcast, the World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US. Sal, why don't you tell us what the audience has in store for them this week?
In this episode, we have Frazzled Thoughts, your converted shoutouts, how to beat the quarantine blues, and Cilraaz from the raid team Relentless.
That's right, I am Barfolomew, the Paladin. Joining us this evening is Cilraaz from Relentless. Cilraaz, how you feeling tonight, man?
Oh, better than I have been.
That's right, you told us you were sick.
Yeah, I was sick most of the weekend. Started feeling better today, so hopefully on the downswing.
Good, man. I'm glad to hear you're on the up and
sound
up.
okay, actually. You sound pretty good. You don't sound like someone who's been sick.
I'm pretty medicated right now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Legally medicated.
I can dig it, man. I'm glad you're on the mend. It's good to have you here. Also with us tonight, one of the other hostesses with the mostesses, Ms. Salmisis the Shaman.
You know what? Before the show, Frasley was taking shots, and I was like, why Frasley taking shots? So I went and grabbed can you see it in the camera? This is great audio.
That's the Convert to Raid
Ooh.
shot glass. The
Convert to Raid shot glass, only to be given to people at BlizzCon, a certain, I don't know, there's not, there's several of these.
17, maybe?
17? Yeah, that sounds right. 16, 17. Anyway, vintage. It's vintage. So I'm going to go ahead and self-medicate right now with my CTR shot glass. And there we go. And that's how I celebrate CTR and kill all the viruses.
Yeah.
So in Warcraft, I don't know, for some reason this happens. Sometimes I don't understand why I do it. I don't get it. But for some reason I have been playing pet battles. I don't know why. Like I'm suddenly, I do know why. I found out that there was a thing that was released last expansion that I didn't know about, that you can increase your storage by like 500, so you can have 1,500 pets instead of 1,000. And I was like, I need to get that. So I've been working on this achievement. So I've been going back to the Broken Isles, right? The Broken Isles, Dalaran, Suramar, that whole place, and trying to do all the pet quests that I didn't do back then because I wasn't pet battling then. So that's and I'm working on my cloak too. That's definitely happening. But I don't know. And then I'm like, ooh, I need a PvP pet battle. And also every couple of weeks, you really, really, really have to do the heroic Warfront for Darkshore. I think that's up every 2 weeks. I think 2-3 weeks. Anyway, it awards like 460 gear. And you just got to do it. Now, you can't just queue up for it. What you do is you go in the group finder, you join a group, or you start a group, even better, and you get one going. You go in there, you do it, and then bing, bang, boom, you've got some pretty sweet loot. So that's kind of my, and it's really nice to talk to you because I haven't talked to anyone all day long. So all I'm doing is like talk is like super fast, and I'm super hyper right now. So I would just love to know about everyone else.
Well, how about you, Fraz?
Well, over in WoW, I'm about to relive May of 2017 as my mage is working on his Order Holland Legion, and I'm going to unlock the Mage Fidget Spinner, which then will mean that I'll have another fidget spinner. Because back in May of 2007, my nephew and I, we were on a trip to South Dakota, and we bought every single fidget spinner that was in reason. I mean, there were a couple that we bought, like, they're like $27 whole. but we kept buying fidget spinners. I think one was like $50, so like a Bluetooth one. But I'm gonna have another fidget spinner, and it'll probably just join all the other fidget spinners that are in a box somewhere.
Do you
That'll be-
already? You're saying that you're going to get the new fidget spinner. You mean like you haven't gotten the Warcraft one yet? You're adding to your collection of other physical ones. For
Oh
some
no,
reason-
the mount.
The mount, right, exactly.
You're talking about the mage mount.
For some reason,
which is
I
like a
had it
fidget
in.
spinner.
For some reason, I had it in my head that you already had that, and that you were working on unlocking it again on another character. And I'm going,
No.
you have it. You have
Yeah,
it.
no.
All of my paladins have the undead horse that I punched back to life. Every paladin I have has that horse. You don't have to reopen the fidget spinner again. Now I'm on board. I understand a little bit more clearly
Yeah.
what you meant.
Side note, do you remember the time, Barf, maybe you remember this, where Eshelon had some kind of statue on top of an actual physical fidget spinner?
Yeah.
And he spun it, and it was like that statue was flying. I don't know if it was Darth Vader statue
Ooh.
or I can't recall what it was.
Darth Vader
But-
is really more of a paladin than a mage. So
Yeah.
certainly.
I'd say maybe the Darth Sidious is more like a mage. Unlimited power.
Vader, I
There's
put,
only power.
I put Vader squarely in the paladin camp.
Yeah.
Like a dark paladin, like an evil paladin.
He's got all the traditional paladin trappings. He just wears black.
And Darth Maul is a fury warrior because he's dual wielding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
Okay.
like maybe monk because he's so dancy about it.
Okay, I can see that. I can
Maybe.
really see that.
Okay. Listen, audience, write in, tweet us, let us know what classes you think your favorite Star Wars characters would be, and
Anakin the Death
need-
Knight.
Anakin is a Death Knight. You understand that Anakin is Darth Vader.
I can see. I could see Death Knight though in like the
Spoilers.
sense that they're like a reverse paladin. I get it.
Anakin and Darth Vader are the same. I must have missed a movie.
There was one movie that bridged that gap,
Oh, I missed
and
that
every
one.
other subsequent movie references it. So
Frasley, you're trolling us, and you have to
Yes,
you
I
have
am.
to actually say that. Otherwise, we will get emails.
I am totally trolling you. Oh, and Yoda is a drunk Pandoran mark. As
There we go.
Lucas is
Vanilla
saying.
in chat. Anakin is a paladin. Darth Vader is a Death Knight.
he did get killed, and then his soul got shoved into all those robot pieces.
See, it actually does work.
Yeah.
Vader
We
is a
get a lot of-
DK. Other people are saying it. Yeah, that makes more sense. That just, I mean, a DK that can like you use the Force to do things.
Yeah, DKs can do that. They literally
And-
choke grip
Oh,
people
they
up
got
off
the-
the ground.
They
That's a spell
do
they
have that.
They do have that.
Clearly, he's a DK.
He's DK. I was
And-
wrong the whole time. He's DK.
Han Solo is a hunter because he always
Nah, he's a
shoots
rogue.
first.
He's
I
like
think
the quintessential rogue.
I also think that Darth Vader's race could be a very tall mechanome
Ooh.
because he's like half robot.
he's only 3 feet tall, but he's got like 3 extra feet worth of legs just taped to the bottom.
Right.
And,
And
like,
there
he's
are
got
Mechanome Death Knights.
Grandmom grabber arms.
Yeah, I
you
think
know?
we've got this one solved, guys.
It's figured out.
Yeah, that's great.
Tweet us your other thoughts. We're excited to hear about it.
Yes, absolutely.
But how are you doing, Barf?
I'm doing well. I've been doing a little bit here and there on the daily quests. I'm not really a member of a raid team at the moment, so my raiding has been very, very shallow. Haven't really seen very much of what's going on over there. I've also been trying to put a little bit of time into my Death Knight, who, I mean, really, I don't know what I was doing not naming it Darth Vader. I guess I'm just a dummy. But my
You
big
think that's not taken?
Well, I don't think that anyone's creative enough to put Darth Vader as their character name until I just now thought of it. So that's obvious. The thing I've been doing mostly in BattleNet world is Heroes of the Storm. I am 1 win away from completing seasonal you have to win 50 games thing. I don't play like a ton, but I play enough that I'm getting close, and I'm like, I kind of really want to do it. And as soon as I realized I was that close, I did nothing but lose. So I'm still exactly as close as I have ever been. So this is great. It's been my jam.
Even playing against bots, right?
No, man, I play ranked.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Because I'm a masochist and I like being yelled at in a scenario where my performance actually does matter. So here we are.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be enough about me, though. The big thing about this show, The Converted, is that we like to bring people in to discuss raid teams.
Is that really?
Yes.
Oh.
That was as it was pitched to me when I was invited to be here. And as we enjoy talking about raiders, raid teams, guildies, I thought maybe we could kick it on over to the interview portion of the show, where we're going to say hello again to Cilraaz, who's here representing Relentless. How you doing, man?
Howdy, guys. Well, I'm Cilraaz. I live in Pennsylvania with my wife and our zoo of a family.
I'm like a half hour away from you guys. This is cool.
Yeah. I'm like maybe like 2 or 3 hours away. But, I mean, Ohio, so neighbors.
Yeah, I'm central Pennsylvania, just outside of Harrisburg.
Oh, never mind. I assume everyone in Pennsylvania lives in Philadelphia. That's my fault. My bad.
No, we're in the middle. Yeah, I mean, WoW lately for me has just been dailies, visions, getting the cloak up, and doing some raiding.
So this is your first time on The Converted.
It is.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, my team, I was talking to the other leaders, and they were kind of hoping that this breaks the streak. Apparently, the last couple of times that you guys have had Gluttons for Punishment leads on, the leads have quit shortly after. So
That's
we're hoping that doesn't happen.
Wait a minute. Is this an ex-Glutton for Punishment team?
Actually, back in November, when previously before Relentless, we were Resolve, and we had attendance issues. Gluttons had attendance issues, so we merged, and now we're Relentless.
Frasley, this is your fault. The
What?
team's gonna fall apart now.
Oh no, Philly!
You should have. You don't know about this curse, everyone. Oh, I
don't know about this curse. You don't know about the curses. I mean, you expect the gnome to know about these curses?
We're
Like,
only supposed to bring them onto the show after they accept the reality that their team will fall apart as soon as they join.
Oh, I've had a lot to learn now.
Clearly, I didn't realize that there were gluttons for punishment, or I would have nipped this in the bud a long time before Syl even got here. Listen, Relentless, I'm sorry. This is inevitable. But you know, why don't you go ahead and continue to tell us about your raid team that's about to fall apart? I'm going to stop right now. That's not going to happen.
No.
Wait,
Nah,
everything's
we're breaking
fine?
the curse.
Everything is fine.
I thought everything was bad. This is such good news.
Just because it's happened every single other 7 times doesn't mean it's going to happen now. So,
I had no
I
clue on
am
that.
stoked to hear about Relentless, aka Gluttons for Punishment, and how they're doing now, and how you. And I also want to hear your commitment to your raid team for years to come. But before you do that, you mentioned something about a zoo of a household. I'm interested. Tell me about your zoo.
Well, we have 2 English Mastiffs, so they're about 170-pound dogs, 2 of those. 2 cats walking around. We got 2 green cheek conures in the other room, and we got 4 chickens out back. And a fish tank.
Could you bring your mastiffs to the camera? Is bringing the mastiffs to the camera, is that a thing that we can do? Can we see the good boys?
I'm picturing
There's a
him
dog.
wiggling
Behind
in
me now.
shoulders
There's a dog.
first, like trying
There's a
to
dog.
get... Oh my goodness, he's so tall.
I want to see his face. Come here.
Audio listeners, there is a small ankylosaur in this office at the moment.
This giant dog with a smushy face, with a big waggy tail. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you for indulging me.
My wife went to get her platform so she can stand up and actually be visible over here.
She's
There's a dog platform.
there's a booster seat.
Pretty much, just like a short table for her to stand on.
Because she's not tall
know
enough
about this.
normally. Oh my goodness, there really is like an end table coming in.
Like kind of a small pallet, kind of a plastic thing.
Oh, she jumped right up.
That was right for her. Oh
Their
my
giant
God.
head.
Its head is bigger than your head. Okay, audio listeners, what you got to understand is this the biggest head you've ever seen in your life. Because the coloring of kind of a, I don't know, he's golden with like a black face, almost like a coloring of a pug.
Yeah, it's got
Except-
a little bit of a puggish
pretty
color
much.
to it. Audio
Yeah, I
listeners,
mean, that's
for
the
real,
color.
you need to understand this dog's head is this big.
And that's so fun that she went and got the platform, and then your little puppy just knew exactly what it was for. That makes
Yeah,
me
she
happy.
loves getting up on that thing.
It's for scritches.
Yeah?
I can tell.
I mean, she's as tall as you are right now. Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
only about a 6-inch booster, so
Lucas is saying it's almost as big as Precious from ICC.
Hopefully this dog smells better than Precious. Precious has some
A
hygiene
little
problems. Good, man. I'm glad. It's important. Take care of your dog that way.
Well, thank you for indulging me. I clearly have dog envy. I want a platform dog too. Anyway, Frasley, I'm going to let you go ahead and start asking the real questions.
So, tell us about your raid team. What are you all into? Like, what is your level of progression?
we're ahead of the curve team. Right now we're 8 of 12. Struggling a little bit on Vexiona, but we're looking to push through that. We've got the first 8 pretty easily down, so we're just trying to push the last couple and get our head of the curve. We've actually, in all iterations of the team back to when I joined in Hellfire Citadel, we've gotten ahead of the curve every tier, including Crucible of Storms, which was horrible. But yeah.
And
So-
how often do you raid per week?
We are Tuesday and Thursday. We raid from 6 server to 8:30.
And what's the atmosphere like? Like our last guest that can get pretty can get pretty fun. One had a thing of memes and stuff like dip 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 dip. What's your voice chat like? Is it like pretty serious? Like you better do all this, or let's have a fun time?
I mean, we're not like putting anyone down or anything like that. We're all just out there to kill some bosses, have a good time. We're actually, I would say, probably a quieter team. You know, we just kind of come out, everybody puts their head down, gets it done. We have a couple laughs along the way. But yeah, we're just there to kill bosses.
A little bit more on the serious edge of things.
I don't know if it's even so much serious as just quiet. You know, I mean, we want to kill things, we want to get them dead, but we're not like, I mean, in the back end, we're looking at logs, we're doing the analysis, but we're not like, oh, your number is below X, so you get to sit down for a while. You know, we're not to that level of serious.
You know, that's kind of what Chad is saying too. They're saying, oh yeah, it's pretty chill. Oh no, we're not serious. We're just quiet. So that sort of thing. So like, you've got that focus going though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not letting the shenanigans pull away from the numbers and the killing of the things. The slaying.
Well,
I mean, we will hit some rabbit trails every now and then, but I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
I like what Eggy Ecto says, that you've literally done polls in silence, and then you had to ask if the Discord was still up. I love that.
I feel like that
We
really.
have, because I've had times where Discord cuts out on me, and like I can see people lighting up, but I don't hear anything. So every now and then I have to check to see if that's actually the case.
I want to make it very clear that your dogs are not bothering us, and they're perfectly fine.
Yes, we love dogs.
Also, okay, number 2. Okay, it looks like the second dog has a boo-boo. Did they get a surgery or something recently?
Yeah, she had surgery. She had a couple lumps removed from her back.
Okay, because I saw the square of shaved. You know, when you see that, there's a boo-boo. And thirdly, you brought your team out in force tonight. We can't even keep up with the fast scrolling of Twitch because Relentless is being,
Yeah, they're here.
relentless.
Oh, I should have thought of that.
Yeah, that was definitely. I was tossing that at you, man.
I'm not quick like that, man. I'm not on the
Yeah,
ball tonight,
usually
I guess.
you are though. Yeah, usually you'd have really knocked that one out, but we're rusty.
It really seems like it speaks to the skill of your team that you just say 8 out of 12 heroic right now?
Yes.
If I were on a team that had that level of progression, and I don't know, man, I just would expect, okay, so the thing's going to happen in 3 seconds. Okay, you go over there. Hey, make sure we're covering this. Hey, we got a new thing coming, and watch the tail. More dots. Stand to the left. I feel like when you're really into it and you're getting into that higher level, like the communication there is key. So if you can just execute and understand that the other members of your team are going to be where they need to be and can focus the things they're supposed to focus, and there's not the need to have all of that chatter, I feel like that really speaks to the individual skill levels of the members of your team. That's really impressive.
Well, and I think Discord usually seems quieter for me because I'm actually the one that does most of the raid calls. So I'm talking but not hearing a whole lot. So those raid calls, X mechanic in 3 seconds, I'm calling that stuff out.
Okay.
So that chatter does happen.
Okay. All right. I'm getting a little bit of a clearer picture as to what's going on raid night.
Yeah, I kept expecting you to do like lo-fi beats during the raid, just be like, so everyone like listening to this music.
I was on a team that did that for a while. They had a different, I don't know what you would call them, different voice in vent that just played music the whole time, and you could choose to mute it or not.
That's nice.
It was in vent back in the day.
I mean, that still happens whenever I go into pugs. It'll be, hey, welcome to the thing. All the new people, just so you know, if the music's bothering you, just right click on this character, and because it's like a character inside. Yeah. Just right click and mute it, and it'll go away. Anyway, for the first pull, we're gonna, it's like part of like the spiel. It's pretty common.
So, how are you finding the raid? You're on Vexion right now, and what are the mechanics that seem to be tripping up your team?
We're having some problems with the breaths, and then other than that, it's really we've gotten to the second phase. We've gotten her to that, and that point is basically just a burn. So it's just a matter of at this point making sure everybody's staying alive, and that way we have the DPS for the burn. So it's the adds annihilation beam, making sure the tanks aren't spinning that in circles randomly. And
what are your impressions of the raid overall? Like story, characters, feel?
I enjoy the raid. I really wish Nyalotha had been a quest zone a la Argus, because that would have been a really interesting area to have as a questing zone for a longer period of time, rather than just the raid. But as a raid, I love the aesthetic of it. The bosses so far have been pretty good.
And what would you say is one of the, before we get into this one, what would you say is one of those memories of raiding that like stands out to you?
Well, back before the merger, we had our old raid leader, Lone Feather. Kind of, he played good cop, and that kind of left me to play bad cop. I was the guy that was like, "Why are you dying to this mechanic? Why, we got to do this better. We got to do that better." And it kind of I got a bit of a stigma for being like Captain Salty, to the point that actually became one of my Twitch emotes. I have a Twitch emote that's a salt shaker with a cape, and that's super salty. And I've kind of shaken that, I hope, a little bit recently. There's Elf putting it
Oh
in
God,
chat.
it's in chat.
I've seen that one. Okay, you're that one.
Wait a
Nice.
minute. Are you a streamer?
I am a streamer.
And that is this salt emoji with a cape on
I've
it.
seen this one on Twitch.
Is
I
That's
love
me.
it.
Cilraaz salt. Okay. And I assume one must be subbed to be able to use it.
Yes.
Pray tell, what is your Twitch handle?
Cilraaz.
You know, it of course it's that easy. So let's go to twitch.tv/Cilraaz.
And if you too want to get a salt emote, use your free Twitch Prime subscription on Cilraaz's channel, and you can get Cilraaz salt.
You would think that Cilraaz would not be sharing Jesse Cox right now, that he'd be sharing us right now.
You know,
But-
I hit the host command, so it must have been the auto host must have changed it. So
Please don't. This is me just being dumb.
Oh, and I just learned a new thing from Vindello that I, as a Twitch streamer, did not know. You can hit an emote and subscribe right from the emote.
What? Oh my goodness! Yeah, you totally can do that.
Are
That's
you
awesome,
serious?
Vindello.
That's cool functionality. I did not know about that. So, what about DOS to you streaming?
I stream our raid nights every Tuesday, Thursday, and I stream on Saturday nights. I have a D&D group separate from the raid team that I stream our D&D sessions.
So, have you been following the race for World First?
Yes.
So, of the two like big streams, I found one thing I found interesting from a streaming aspect is Limit likes to add their comms, whereas Method doesn't like to add their comms. When you stream, which do you prefer to add in?
Our comms are totally live.
Because I've got a friend in chat, Nihar, who loves the comms. He loves being able to hear the group camaraderie. You feel like you're with them even if you're not playing it.
That's where all the entertainment value comes from. That's how you get the
Exactly.
audience in on all the memes.
You know, that's the thing I learned today. Is that Silver Salt is my favorite emoji.
And
on
I've
Twitch.
seen that, and I've seen people use it. So you've got some amazing subs out there. Nice.
I have credit to my wife. She actually made that for me. So
Oh, so that's where the real talent is. She's
Oh, yeah,
also the
she's got
one that
all
brought
the
the
talent.
dogs in, so we like her.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is she open for commissions if people would like to order or get their own, not their own salt, because of course, but like if they want to get their own emotes?
She
I think she would do commissions. Yeah, she's nodding yes.
Nice.
Give me money, absolutely.
You can pay her to create you an emote, but she only works with salt. So if you can come up with something in that space, there you go.
Well, I cannot believe this incredible chat room tonight. You know, here's the deal. I want to be like legit with our audience, with our audio audience, with our substantial chat room. It's prolific chat room tonight. In chat room, we want you back.
Yes.
I hope we will see you again. 'cause
Hope we've
these
converted
are
you
some
to us.
great- Oh, you convert. I get it. So no,
Brasley, you're relentless with these jokes. Is that how you
gotta
do it,
always-
Sal?
late.
Did I do it right?
It's too late.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I pitched
I'm a
it to you, that's
glutton
when
for
you should have did it.
punishment.
Pun. It's because no, that one doesn't work for me either.
Okay.
But here's the deal. I do want to talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. I think a bunch of us, a bunch of people listening to our voices right now, are staying at home a lot right now and trying to be careful, washing their hands a ton, right? And I'm not trying to get all serious. You know, if you want serious, you can do this. Barf has Purell.
Nailed it.
Mister, you understand that is contraband.
Why?
How did you get Purell?
I've had this for a long time, and I purchased it at the Staples. It says it right on there.
It's Staples. Yes. Okay. Now,
I was hearing about a company that does alcohol that's actually moving into selling sanitizer because of the big market. I'm like, that is a creative use of a need that's out there.
Is it Captain Morgan? Because I'm already their customer, so just adding one more product makes sense to me.
It might be.
You said they make alcohol.
I'm not sure who it was. All I know is that tomorrow morning on CBS News, not a sponsor, they'll be talking about that company.
what? Fantastic. Now, again, I don't want to get too crazy serious, and I don't want to talk about like all the craziness or whatever. But I would like to talk about uh, how everyone has been coping. And how do you have any tips? Do you have any tips for staying sane while we're all like doing our best to be responsible during this time and participating in social distancing? You know, I am a total extrovert and I need to be around people and I need hugs. And anxiety's been high for me, but I recognize that, and I've taken some steps. But I first kind of want to hear from you. And in chat room, I want to hear from you as well. Please, if you have tips or something to share about any like good experiences you've had during this time, please let us know. And Frasley again, help me out by keeping up with it. But Barf, what's been up with you?
Well, I know that, we as gamers feel very comfortable in the online spaces and taking advantage of all of these social opportunities that being online can provide. And I was sure that you guys were going to dive deep into that space because this is who we are, man. Like, we're doing a radio show on the internet. The thing I wanted to bring to this was a reminder that your offline time can be very relaxing, can be very soothing, get you into that zen spot where you just feel good about nature and the world. We're getting to the point now where the weather is starting to get a little bit nicer, so maybe on a nice day you might be able to go outside, enjoy the outside, maybe not near people, but in an open space where you're not really going to share your various diseases with folks. Get some of that sunshine in you, make you feel really good about just being alive. I really like to take my I can't go out and do things time to get into, if I got to get caught up on my reading, because, one of my favorite authors is going to put out a new book sometime in the next few months. So obviously I need to reread the entire series before the new book comes out. That's
clearly
very important. Can't do that if I'm going out to parties every night. So, hey, take my social distancing time seriously. Very much like Cilraaz, I am also playing Dungeons & Dragons, and as a consequence of that, I have to spend a lot of time writing and planning and configuring and whatnotting. I attacked my players the other night with a giant land shark monster, and the mini I used was a Goomba that came from a 1990s era McDonald's Happy Meal. That's really exciting. Make sure I got my figures. Good idea. And doing something like with your hands, like building something, painting something, drawing something. Silver and I were gifted a board game that comes in a box the size of a small boulder. And the accessory we got for it is a box where you have to like wood glue together all the pieces. It's like this big organizer, and you have to keep all the tokens and all the little things. So literally for like hours yesterday, I just sat at my kitchen table cutting out pieces of things and gluing things together and building little boxes of stuff and whatnots. It's really you can just focus on a project. It feels really good to start a project and just work on it, and you can do that completely separate from needing to be in that same physical space where the germs live. So that's my suggestion. Take your online time as a opportunity to do social things. Take that offline time as a chance to de-stress and unpack. That's where I live.
Okay. Cilraaz, I'd love to hear from you next.
Well, I am probably the definition of introvert, so not much is changing for me. You know, my normal day to day was go to work, come home, get on the computer, play WoW, play Final Fantasy 14, whatever. Even D&D is with a couple of guys from MMO Champion. We're moderators together over there, so we got together and put together D&D. So we do that through Skype. So pretty much everything is work or home. As of today, they told me I'm working from home. So I will be 24/7 in the house recluse for who knows how long. So, I mean, it's pretty easy for me. Just keep doing what I'm doing.
And playing with the good boys.
That too.
Well, Fraz, I know you're typing furiously over there, keeping up with the chat room, but I would love to hear from you.
So I've been trying to find ways to, for audio listeners, and Sal actually missed this. During an earlier pun that someone said, I literally had milk up my nose, and I had to leave for a little bit, and I'm still recovering from that milk up my nose. It's
So you laughed so hard that you put milk up your nose?
Yep, and it was literally coming out. Like I had to run to the bathroom. But I mean, stuff like that is I trying to find ways to add joy in a life, add humor, and I've suspended my walks to prevent spread, because I mean, touching the crosswalk sign and I on the path passing people, I'm like, it's just better for me to stay in, so I don't carry somebody or cut something. But in my ballroom dances classes have actually been banned by our state, so we're not able to do what I do every week. But I am determined to stream a bit every day, schedule permitting. Like if I got to get a podcast or something out, I want to keep on making the podcasts and find ways to bring joy to people. Putting my fear into finding ways to connect with people online. If I can make someone laugh for even a few minutes, it helps me not feel alone. And my podcast network has also been playing games virtually, especially things like Werewolf, Cockroach Poker, and Among Us. And we're even making a group call for a network where we can talk with each person, finding ways just to realize we're online. We have technology. There's amazing ways right now. We're talking and we don't have to worry about social distancing or stuff, because we're here and we're having a great time. I'm laughing a lot tonight. I mean, the puns tonight have been relentless.
Oh,
You're right. That was a better application than the one I did.
yeah.
It's really good.
So I've been struggling a lot, if I'm honest, because I am an extreme extrovert. In that I get charged by being around people. That doesn't mean I'm friendlier than other people, or don't need alone time, but I get charged. This charges my battery by being near people and talking to people.
You actually, are you a metronome?
It's kind of like that, There is a battery. I've got a great story about how I discovered this about myself when the first Sims game came out, but that is for another time.
Oh, you're teasing me. Oh.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Okay.
However, it's I don't want to like harp on it, but yeah, I play D&D as well, and I have a D&D crew that we meet together and we break bread. We have a meal together. We play our characters. We've had these characters for years, and suddenly we can't do that. And now we're using Roll20 on you can look it up, Roll20. calm, maybe. I don't know. And with Discord, actually, in order to play together, just like we would. And yeah, no, it's not the same. I'm not going to pretend like it's the same. But another thing that I'm doing is, my friend Skibet and I are playing Path of Exile, because
Ooh.
the new Path of Exile expansion or season just started on Friday. And he and I are on different levels. He's way ahead of me, and that's fine. So we're not really playing together. But the other night, we're just we just had Discord. We just had a Discord call going, and we were
Yeah.
on the same call for hours. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get up and eat something, whatever, go away for 10 minutes or something, and just sat down and just like, oh, this just happened. Just kind of talking to each other. And I do that with work too, because I work from home anyway. I live alone. I work from home, and often I'll do the same thing over Slack, a voice call over Slack, where we're both, like, a colleague and I are both working on something, and every now and then we'll ask each other a question, but it might be a lot of silence, but we're still there together, kind of. Um, with an MMO, and we're gamers anyway, so we like it to be behind our computers, right? With an MMO, we are already we have this community of folks to play with. Maybe now's the time to really get in those chat rooms and talk to folks, And I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, "Hey, Summer, do you want to talk?" Because they know it about me, and they know that I'll get lonely, and I do. So do that for other people. Reach out to them, let them know that you're around it for a chat. Like, hey, call me. Um, I called my dad today. We were talking about different games that he and I could play together. You can just play like online poker if you wanted to. I don't care, and just like get on some kind of voice chat. And you're doing something with somebody. Um, and Barf's point about offline time and online time, absolutely valid.
Yeah.
Totally, totally, totally. Except I'm completely alone if I'm not talking to somebody. 100% no pets, no people. So my online time has increased, and I don't have a backyard. The street's full of people. For me to go to the park is weird. Yeah, so I'm, you know, uh
I I've got a weird idea, Sal, because
yeah.
Discord has actually increased the in-person like voice chats and live streaming. Have you thought about? I mean, CTR or a Discord just starting up a voice call or like even just like a just chatting and just be like, hey, I'm here, I'm working. I may not be active entertaining, but if you just want to come by to hang out, that someone's there. Because that's one thing I've been finding with streaming is when there's somebody else there that you're either watching or if you're streaming, someone else is there. There is that I that's you get a vibe. It's not the same as in person, but someone's there. I've heard of people even before all the stuff that's going on. They would just say, "Hey, Sunday nights for 5 hours, we're just going to both start up a Skype call. We may not say a word. Just the
Hmm.
fact that you're there and I'm there means a lot."
Yeah. That's something I've been participating in.
Okay, cool.
Not necessarily on Discord. I mean, yes, I've been using Discord, and apparently I'm not alone. There
Yeah.
seems to be a marked increase in the Discord usage. Discord was tweeting today. We talked about this pre-show. Discord was tweeting today about how much of an impact this has had, and how they've had to like add servers, and it even went down for a little while this evening, right after they tweeted that. But people are using Discord and Skype and things like this to talk to people. And I encourage you, anyone who's listened to my voice, talk to someone. You know, yeah, yeah. If you're like me and you don't live with anyone or don't have any pets to play with, get on the horn. And believe it or not, that will make you feel better. It'll make you less anxious. And try to talk about something that's not anxiety ridden. Be normal, you know?
Yeah. And I can definitely feel it because like tonight I'm getting a charge just by the fact that we have a chat room and we have the three of you. I feel like I'm talking with somebody and that we're not just holed up in our house.
Right. This is fun. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Frasley, I know that the chat room has given us a bunch of stuff. You want to go ahead and start talking about that?
Absolutely. So a few of these are things that I found out, but then chat's been finding out. Like there are a lot of free books, and actually authors are giving away free books. I heard one of my coworkers, their husband has a pen name of Padre O'Hannigan, and I think I got it right. They have like Irish mysteries, and like you can get free books and things like that during this. Jumanji 3, I just found out, is now out. So I was actually watching that before the show. And Danny DeVito, wow, he looks old. Frozen 2 is now on Disney Plus 2 months early. There are virtual museum tours. And then Barf and Draven were having a really cool talk about the Dresden Files, and that there's fan art and there's short stories they can watch, things they can get up on. Now, Sprout was saying that there's nothing changing in his life. I mean, he's like a lot of people. Nothing's gonna really change. It's just you now can't go outside. Lucas said, "Click the orb."
I didn't get that.
In the prisons, you know, click the sanity orb because all this stuff is our sanity is going away.
Oh, because I mentioned sanity. How to keep sane. Yeah. That's a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, and Lucas brought up a good point. It's sadly going to affect movie theaters that are still open. Our state's actually closed all movie theaters, but a lot of movies are coming out for rental on Friday to coincide with their in-theater release. And I heard about a few that are actually skipping theaters altogether. I mean, it's
and just going straight to digital, like streaming and digital release.
Yeah.
So you can rent it or maybe buy it for $15 or something like that.
I'm gonna guess that the rental gets some of them they probably only allowed to do the rental, that the buying is still not allowed for like 60, 90 days until afterwards. But at least the rental, it's the price of a ticket, and if you're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
And Dank Dirk says it's important to get sunshine through, so make sure to be in the sun at least 15 minutes a day. I mean, I think that will be a challenge for some of us. I mean, it's one that we may have to work on it. I mean, Aggie Ecto said dodge the mechanic. They were still being funny
for sanity.
Yeah. And Draven said wear all the corrupted gear. Probably not a smart idea.
No, we want to lower. You know what, man? You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
you'll get there.
And then Lucas said, I'm hyper focused on the knitting and crochet right now, making hats for charity. And he's part of a really cool charity. And nice. It's actually I know the shouts later on, and I've got different shout out for later on. Just this is cool. It's hats against hate, or hats or it's basically to stop hate in cyberbullying in school. I got the name wrong, and I'm blanking because I'm live.
Hats not hate.
Hats not hate. Yes. I was like, that's awesome.
That's great, man. That's really, and like it's that production part of like just I made something today. It makes me feel good about life. Like it gets into you, man. Build things, paint things, draw some, write something, make something.
And there are YouTube tutorials. If something that you want to do, there's a YouTube tutorial. In fact, I saw one that was actually really cool. Somebody was doing a really cool art of a night elf and stuff like that. And I mean, just there's a lot of cool things you can get into. Vic's Heart's getting into baking and reading.
Yeah. This is great, and just a good chat. I'm sure it'll continue. Again, listeners, feel free to tweet us.
Yeah.
And we'll have another show in a couple weeks, and maybe I'll have more green hair. I don't know. Whatever is the most insane thing one can do.
I like your green hair. I'm sad I can't see it in person because at BlizzCon it looked really cool. I mean,
well, that's also a long story, but so now I think we're gonna move on and talk to Cilraaz again directly. And Fraz, I think you've got a question for him.
Oh yes, I've got a question for you, Cilraaz. So in honor of Turarts, Turarts has this as this thing called Turarts really hard question. Can you name every member of Relentless? And I mean, do we want to make it Relentless and all the other things, or just Relentless?
Name every member of the guild.
Okay. We'll be here for another 5 hours at least.
Well, let's see. If I do it by role, I should be able to do this. Let's see. For tanks, it's me. It's Ailclaw, which is Elf in the chat. Trophy Wife and Vendy's also in the chat. Healers, Gwynbach, Bellycam, and Ocklave. And by the way, if anybody's watching, we are recruiting a healer. We need a healer. Melee DPS, Clover, Carol Danvers, Icy Knives, who's also in the chat, Scodiani, and Tungdill, who I think I also saw in the chat. And for ranged, we have Exto, Easygo, Calypso, lots of O's, Mirladalin, Unk Monkey, and Ziguzagu. And that's the team.
Nice. Your knowledge of your team is relentless.
Yeah, I didn't practice at all.
I'm getting
I don't believe you.
There's no way you were to have known that would have been the question today. That's
And no way.
zero predictability on this show. We change it up every week.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for coming out and
Yeah.
hanging out with us tonight, Cilraaz. You've been a wonderful guest. You've had a lot of really fun things to talk about for your team. I got a couple of more really quick questions before we send you on up out of here and we switch over to the raid report. Question the first: whereabouts on the internet might we be able to track you down?
I'm pretty much Cilraaz anywhere that I could be found, mostly Twitch and Twitter. And most of Twitter is letting you know when I'm going to be on Twitch.
I've been down that road, man. It gets wild. You just scroll through. What have I tweeted recently? Going live, going live, going live. Oh, okay. All right. This is who I am today. Great. Perfect. And that's spelled, let me make sure I got it right. That is spelled Cilraaz. There's 2 A's in that
You got
sucker.
it.
And do you have anything that you'd like to shout out before we finish up?
Well, like I said, right now we're 8 to 12 heroic. And up until we get ahead of the curve, any sub to my Twitch, any donation via bits or direct donation through Streamlabs, I am directly donating to my Extra Life campaign this year. I do Extra
Nice.
Life every year. I
Okay.
do usually on the Saturday of BlizzCon. I do the 24-hour stream, and just to get a little leg up this year, up until we get ahead of the curve, any money that comes in through the Twitch stream is going straight back out to Extra Life.
That's tremendous,
Very
man. I didn't
nice.
realize you were raising money for Extra. How long have you been doing that for?
I think this is my 8th year.
Holy smokes, man. You're just a charity machine over there. That's awesome. Okay, so what we're saying here is basically get those donations flowing. We got to get that
Yeah.
money to the charities.
Get that
And-
shmoney.
And by doing it, you get a really cool salt emote with a cape.
It's a superhero cape and everything, man. It's
Yeah.
Sal's new favorite emote.
My favorite emote. I'm emoting it right now. I think.
Maybe.
Cilra salt. Send.
You did it.
Yeah.
You did it, Sal.
I did it.
Perfect. So, like I said before, you were a tremendous guest. Thank you so much for stopping by. Anything final?
No, not really.
Do you have any shout outs or anything like that?
No, just again, if any healers are watching looking for a team, we're looking for a healer.
Shout out to all the healers that are going to apply to Relentless this week.
Yeah, the applications will be relentless.
Okay.
We're just going to keep trying. We're going to just throw food at the wall and see what sticks.
That's my brand.
All right, Sil, thank you so much. At this point, we're going to jump over to Fraz for the frazzled thought.
So I was doing some thinking. Where do you think an old god gets glasses? Because I mean, some old gods, none of us have perfect eyesight. I mean, some do, and I am jealous of those who do. But there has to be an old god that either was born with bad eyesight, or as they get older, they lose eyesight. So where did they get them? I was kind of thinking, lens crafters, Walmart, Zenny, Warby Parker. Do they even make glasses for the one eye? Because I think most old gods have one eye, or do they have multiple eyes? I've only seen it for the one.
Well,
I mean, and Zoth has an eye on top of my head.
Yeah, and I mean, and that is a good one. That if he loses his vision, would all of us with the eye? I'm one of those. Would we all have like a little glass on top of our eye? I mean, it would like just be like a million billion eyes on all of our eyes.
Cthulhu was just one big eyeball, and Yogg didn't have any eyes. He just had mouths. So,
can you see with the mouth?
I don't know. Oh no, he had eyes, but they were on top of those tentacles that came up out of the ground, and they beamed at you.
Now, you see, Cardigan in the chat says it's Felmart, but it's not Fel. Fel is the Burning Legion.
Void.
It's Void.
Void Mart. Okay.
Void Mart. That doesn't sound the
There's
same.
a joke here somewhere. I'll find
Yeah.
it. We'll find it together. We'll work on
It's
it.
currently
Void lenses.
lenses.
Voidy Parker.
Void Parker. I think we have a winner because
Void Crafters.
Void Crafters. Either that or a pun is avoiding us. And
we're moving on.
Well, one last question. What do you think that they look like? Are they rounded, square? Are they purple, pink, blue, red, orange?
Clearly purple and orange.
Okay, I can say that.
It depends on how sassy they're feeling. I have like 5 pairs of glasses. If I'm going red, I'm going green, I have a pair of like just white glasses, not clear, but like white. They look so cool.
Nice.
But maybe Cthulhu wants to get, sassy with a cat eye.
He wears a monocle with the chain that comes off the side.
It would be a monocle.
Yeah,
Avoidical.
Yeah, voidical, as Dang Turk's saying, yes.
We should not discount the possibility that they have those opera glasses on the stick that you hold, and yes, I can see the opera performers, or however they talk. I don't know.
I want to hear an old god be like, my, yes, you are a little puny Azerothian, aren't you? I'm going to wipe out you and your entire civilization.
I can't tell if you're doing the hoity-toity snooty thing or if you're talking to a baby kitty.
Maybe we are like, maybe get this to the White Elves. Oh, you're so cute. You think you can take it to feed us? Oh.
Listeners, tweet us.
Tweet us your Star Wars Void Glasses opinions.
Converted _CTR. And do let us know do let us know what you think of this conversation at all.
Did anybody kill any bosses this week?
No, dude.
Okay.
And Mythics. I ran Mythics with a few friends. I did Mythic Zeros and then one Mythic 2.
I jumped into LFR and quickly jumped my butt back out and said, nope. Negative. And went back to pet battling.
Put your right foot in and put your right foot right back out again.
Well, now is the time where we like to hype up our raid team progression.
Yeah!
Maybe the 3 of us didn't kill any bosses this week, but when this is CTR, we are talking about progression, and there's a lot of bosses down. Tons of bosses. Here we go. Let's go. Frazzly, it's usually me and you, but Barf, I'm going to call you out. I think you and I should tag team this.
I don't know how to read. I was lying earlier when I told you I was prepping for a new book release.
No, you were prepping for C-Spot Go.
Oh, wait. Okay. No, you meant read from this list.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'll start it off. Classic United Orgrimmar is now 7 of 10 Molten Core and 1 of 1 Onyxia. Still got room for more if you want a classic good time. Listen, Big O is giving you a run for the money on the puns, Fraz.
Oh, him and
a
Warcraft stats, they have it in
classic.
for me.
I'm so glad
Good
that
time.
I'm so glad that they killed Onyxia. That makes me smile. Hyjal Volunteer Fire Department is now 8 out of 12 heroic and 11 out of 12 normal.
TLDR Just Pull is 8 of 12 heroic and 11 of 12 normal.
Hump Day Heroes is 12 out of 12 normal, and they made sure that we knew in like bolded, caps locked parentheticals that Nzoth is down.
Yes!
They also managed to squeak out 7 out of 12 heroic.
Nice. Gruul's Gone Wild. Gruul's Gone Wild. No one is going to get this right anytime soon. Is now 3 of 12 heroic after killing Mott. Still 11 of 12 normal.
Fallen Knights made it to 9 out of 12 heroic.
The Salad Senate is 12 out of 12 normal and 1 out of 12 heroic after this week's quick kills on Nzoth normal and Rathion heroic. Nice. Good job.
Dark One's Own Luck is up to 11 out of 12 heroic.
Bacon and Kegs, 11 out of 12 heroic. Ooh, you can just taste that AOTC, man.
They're close.
Okay, they're close. Bacon and Kegs, 11 out of 12 heroic.
Are they 11? I thought they were 9.
I said 11, didn't I? 9. You know, I believe in them, and I think next time we read this, it's going to be 11.
They want to earn their kills. They want to earn their spot at the top of the ladder.
Okay.
They don't take
I believe in
handouts.
11. I believe next time they're going to have AOTC.
Nailed it.
Okay, Bacon and Kegs, there you go. The next time we want to hear AOTC.
Standard Dragon Protocol is now 12 out of 12 normal and 6 out of 12 heroic with their first kills on heroic. Help me with the pronunciation here because I'm not used to saying the boss. Vexiona, thank you so much. And a one-shot of heroic Hive Mind this week.
What? Standard Dragon Protocol. Oh yeah, no, I put this in twice because I love their descriptions. So that was what they said, but then a week later, Standard Dragon Protocol is now 12 of 12 normal and 9 of 12 heroic with a third phase pull of Il'gynoth. That is a lot of crazy.
That's awesome, man.
That is some serious progression.
Yeah,
from
big time.
6 to 9.
3 heroic bosses in a week. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Rubber Chicken Coalition now 10 out of 12 normal.
What's up? And Edamame Enterprise is now 3 of 12 mythic.
Wow.
Nice.
Wasn't
And that
Edamame
is-
Enterprise in chat earlier talking about how they needed one more? They looking for somebody?
I think they were.
If there's anybody from Edamame Enterprise in chat and you said earlier that you need to do some recruiting, say it again because I forget what class you said.
There's a bunch of people in chat, and also they're just having their own time.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
If I'm honest. So, we also had some Twitter mana buns. So, let's see. You gonna help me with this, Frasley?
Absolutely. So,
Why don't you just read them all?
Danced J2K said that anyone out there want to level a new Warcraft tune while under lockdown?
Ooh, okay.
Zulu Gaming said, haha, best time to be a gamer, though bad circumstances.
Yeah, that was a response to Dance DJ 2K. Yeah, looks like Dance DJ 2K is, and I'm saying this name so you can find him easily on Twitter. That's, group up, man. That's what people should be doing. Group up, play games, get on voice. Let's go.
And then Mists of War said, I think we as gamers have it easy because we already know how to get sucked into a game to take us out of boredom and reality. That they are playing Warcraft, Call of Duty, Hearthstone, and Overwatch. Nice.
Wow.
So Activision Blizzard is gonna be happy with you.
Yes.
we appreciate that. And they said they work from home in the morning, garden. So see,
Yes.
they're
Get
in the outside
outside.
time,
Super good.
and then they clean in the afternoon so they can enjoy their house and play games after.
That's a great balance. It's a
Yeah.
tremendous balance.
And we've already read everything that came from chat today during our previous discussion.
Yeah. And chat has been on fire. Thank you again, chat. Even if we may not always respond to everything, as podcasters, we read everything you say. You are seeping into our eyeballs, and especially into that eyeball that I have on the top of my head. That actually has a nice red frame. I like that.
Yeah, you guys really did show up tonight in capital letters, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
you
guys
are
for that.
relentless.
Fraz, what are we gonna do with you, man? Come on.
I don't know.
Well, it sounds like, being as we've read the chat and we've gone through the Twitters and we've done the raid report, I think it's time for our shout outs. Yeah? What do you guys got? Fraz, let's start with you.
I want to thank all of you, and it's you here, you in the chat, and you listening. With my dance being canceled this week, that for a long time was like my big focus, and I realized today, and I don't say this lightly, I would have been in a depression with like all this stuff. I mean, and I feel bad for people that are feeling that way, and like anytime that you connect with me through any source, you give me a purpose, and I can't say how much enough you all mean to me. I mean, and that's why, like tonight, I'm on fire because I'm connecting with my friends. I'm connecting with all of you, and it means so much. It's why I squirted milk up my nose for all of you.
How about you, Sal? What you got for us tonight?
I want to give a big shout out to Skabet, who has spent at least 10 hours on comms with me
Oh,
this past weekend. You know, and not even playing games together. Just oh, there he is. He's in the chat room.
hey, Skabet! I like your name. Skabet.
There you go. What about you, Barf?
I think I want to do mine a little bit more seriously than I've done in the last couple of shows. I want to give a big shout out to anybody who's listening who is working in the healthcare industry, anybody who's working in one of those customer-facing or people-facing businesses that does stay open even through the course of a state of emergency. I'm talking about your gas station guys. I'm talking about your grocery store people. Anybody who's out there who and all of the other industries that will remain open despite the fact that everything is going to get closed. Doing the work and basically, I mean, let's be real. There's an element of putting yourself at risk so that the rest of society can continue to function. You deserve all the accolades and all of the big thumbs ups. All the pharmacy folks, all of the, again, I said healthcare professionals, but like your hospitals and your doctor's offices and all that stuff. You guys are doing an awful lot of heavy lifting, and you're going to, unfortunately, continue to do an awful lot of heavy lifting for some time. So you've got my thanks, and the you know, if the shout out is what I can give to say thank you, then that's, you know, what we'll, you know, but thank you.
And I want to echo what Cap says. God bless delivery drivers. And if you get delivery, please tip them, because some of them, this is their only means of income now.
If the other thing I saw along those lines is that if you're particularly fortunate to, you know, if you have to work from home or if you're out of work for a short time, but like financially you're still stable and like you're okay. Some of the services that you may have had rendered, things like haircuts and whatnots, I have heard of people on Twitter saying, hey man, I was going to go get my haircut this week. Can't do it because the whole world's shut down. I shot my barber a tip anyways, as by means of thank you. Like, that's a really, really cool, generous, it's like a small thing for some folks. It could be a huge thing for others, but it's a small thing for some folks. You just give that little bit out there and it makes the other person who's in that position of, I'm in a non-essential service. I know that my business is going to be out of work for some time. There goes my income, but I got this nice little gift. Like, if you're in a position where you can put that out there, I would consider it, because we got to all be together on this. We got to stick together. The stick together-itude needs to be there.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Barf. And I understand that you work in a place that can't close either. So we need the banks to stay open.
So here's the thing. Banking is an essential service. Bank branches are not. Because there's so much electronic transfers and whatnots that happen. If things get bad enough, we might close. We'll have to stock the ATM all the way up to its gills and then lock the door and walk away. It's just what it is.
And Taya brought up an interesting point, and like working in retail, this actually is good. Buy a gift card. That if you can't use it now, it's a liability for the company because they know that they can't that like it's profit and they know it'll be used in the future. But it helps. It can help on the cash flow. And if you can buy a gift card for somebody, even if you don't use it now, it helps a lot.
Well, thanks for that, gentlemen. And it is what it is, and I'm so happy for all of us and everyone in the chat room. Yeah, hey Barf, let's bring it on home.
Absolutely.
I'm already home.
That's going to wrap us up for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want a big thank you to Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for our theme music. You can find us over on Twitter at converted_CTR. Sal is at summer_Sal. Frasley is at Frasleytastic. And I am at a bonus level. Sal, what is the date for the next episode?
The next episode's in 2 weeks. That's Monday, March 30th.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. Now we say goodbye. Sal?
See you later.
For Frasley?
Wear Hawaiian shirts.
Audio listeners, you had to be here. For myself, we'll see you next time, everybody.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really.
Great.
I just love Pat's voice. It's soothing.
All right. So I actually have to be at work a half hour early tomorrow.
That makes sense.
If it's all the same to you guys, I would appreciate it if as soon as I could find the dang Dropbox folder for saving this file. My God. Oh, here it is. That we call it an early evening. I know how much the post show can be a lot of fun, but I actually don't have it in me tonight. So.
No, I've been there many times.
Yeah, I'd like to get out of this chair for a little while, if I'm honest. Been in it all day. Make a little dinner. Yeah.
And thank the both of you. I get energized by these Monday nights.
I can tell by the way you're dancing.
I've my Apple Watch sometimes will be like, "Oh, you got your standing goal." I'm like, "Yep, I did."
Sure did. Yeah, that was a good show. Good guest. There's all this stuff that he was just like mentioning towards the end. I'm like, why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah, I would have been really excited to dive a little bit more deeply into the Extra Life thing. That would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Or the Twitch thing. He's like, yeah, but he's got all this stuff to like advertise and pimp, but he's just like, keeping it to himself, but he did warn us that we were going to have to pull information out of him.
Yeah. And it just shows that the information in him is relentless.
God damn.
I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
What is he talking? What is Draven talking about? There's a book releasing
it's going to take me more than 80 minutes to read the next. Let's see. I'm on 407.
Is this the Dresden Files?
No, it's not going to come out today. It's going to take me longer than 80 minutes to read the next 140 pages of...
Wildmount book?
Oh, Wildmount. That's Matt Mercer's book.
Wow.
Matt Mercer has a book.
A D&D source book
Nice.
that's being published by Wizards of the Coast.
I got
as an
What?
official document.
But
A for real thing. Yes.
I am messaging.
I don't know what's in it. I believe that it's his land that he made and the creatures, I imagine, and probably items and things. I don't actually know for sure though exactly what's in it.
That would make sense if it's like a
Subclasses and
Campaign?
spells and things. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was talking about the
it's got adventures and
the
it's got campaigns in it.
chronomancers and the ectomancers and the flavormancers. I forget exactly what kind of sub races he said he had, but there was a bunch of different cool subclasses. I literally just bought the monster manual like in the last couple days, so I think my D&D budget is expended for the month.
Yeah.
Graviturgist. The Graviturgist.
All right.
Wow.
Let's kiss this big.
Thanks
Cool.
for hanging out,
Mwah.
guys.
Thanks, Cilraaz. Thanks,
Yeah.
chat room.
Thank you, Cilraaz and chat
Goodbye,
room.
Cilraaz.
And go out there and raid and come back next time.